Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today is going to be a historic Brawl day, and it occurred to me the other day that we actually have never played a Brawl commander deck with Firesong and Sunspeaker, the card that was supposed to lead the charge with Brawl. We never actually played one, so I figured we'd go back and make one. So we got a 6-mana 4/6 legendary creature. It says red instants and sorcery spells you control have lifelink, and whenever a white instant or sorcery spell causes you to gain life, Firesong deals 3 damage to a creature or player. So it's really cool control board wipe kind of finisher commander here. Really cool. Somebody was asking in the comment section that they were wondering if someone had made a board wipe tribal deck. So here you are. Here we are. So what do we want to do with this deck? We want to control similar to our Hackdos list, just answering threats as we go. We've even got Hackdos in here as one of our finishers. We are a little bit threat light as far as finishers are concerned, but we've got lots of Planeswalkers. Firesong can be a finisher on its own in its own roundabout fashion as well. We can gain a metric ton of life with this card. So, some examples are Star of Extinction being the best board wipe in our deck with Firesong and Sunspeaker. It's a 7-mana sorcery that says destroy target land, and then Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Remember, if we have Firesong out, then red instant spells give lifelink, which means when Star of Extinction deals 20 damage to each creature, we gain 20 life for each creature and planeswalker we actually hit on the field, which means we can go up to about 100 plus life very easily with this card. So it's a nice little 2-card combo. And we also recently from Theros as well got Storm's Wrath, which deals 4 damage to each creature and player, so it's very similar in that sense, dealing a lot of damage very wide. Deafening Clarion, similar situation, 3 damage to each creature. Again, 3 life for each creature on the battlefield. So yeah, I'm not going to go into the deck too much because it kind of speaks for itself. Lots of mana rocks. We've got the Arcane Signet, Mind Stones, Treasure Map is a nice card advantage monstrosity, especially if you can combo it with Trove of Temptation. 4 mana, each opponent must attack you, which is a downside of course, but we don't really have anything to protect for the most part, and if we do, we're running board wipe tribal, so we should really have a clean board state when Trove is down. But at the beginning of each end step we make a treasure token, which on the treasure cove side of Treasure Map allows us to draw cards, which is very nice. We also have some City's Blessing stuff as well with Archer Vraska and Nebraska Relic. Archer Vraska giving you those card advantage pieces, and yeah, we've got a lot of either ramps, removes, or card advantages. It's basically how this deck works. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay that's coming right up. And yeah, like and subscribe. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to personal deck critiques from myself every month, then check out the Patreon link down in the description below. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we are in, and we've got a Banishing Light for our opponent's commander, should it come to it, but other than that we haven't really got anything good, so I'm considering mulling this. It's not like we can't answer Thassa any other way. Thassa being a 4-mana 6/5 indestructible flicker commander, so exiling creatures and then bringing them back. Mono blue, as it were, so, you know, I've underestimated this deck before. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take my free mull. And there's a lot more lands here, which is perfectly fine to be honest, so we're going to take this one. And I think we'll go right ahead and thin the deck out. Let's grab a mountain. Ooh, a little bit framey. Hopefully that stops soon. Alrighty then, turn 1, Overwhelming Apprentice, mill. Land. I'm really glad that happened. Okay. That's the best possible outcome for me. They did go 2 to the top though, so, you know, it is what it is. Let's get Donna Hub down before our opponent can counter it. The only thing they can do now is bounce it, essentially, which we are in Historic, so there's a lot of ways you can do that. Disperse, Brazen Borrower, things like that. And next turn we get to go Chromatic Lantern and ramp up a little bit. So we're getting there. We are getting there. Star of Extinction, okay. So yeah, let's go Chromatic L. Past the old Turnerino. I haven't had to fire off any board wipes just yet, so that's the thing. Nadia Kraken, okay. Does unfortunately dodge Solar Blaze to a certain extent, but the tentacles do not, so it's a thing. As is tapping us down so that we only have colourless. I guess we got Chromatic Lantern, but, you know, if we lose the Lantern, then, you know, we've got a big problem. Alright, so I'm imagining they're going to give us the Eraska Relic, because Storm's Wrath deals with Nadia Kraken just fine. Yep. Joke's on them, though. We kind of wanted to ramp, so... Opponent's going to pay, so they can hit Karn for 4. And playing Tome Raider. Okay. Draws a card, but doesn't have mana. Well, they knew I was going to -1 Karn and kill everything, right? That was a thing that I was always probably going to do. I guess I could go Firesong first and then do a... I could go tick down, get Storm's Wrath. Anyway. Since he's going to die regardless, I might as well get that board wipe out. That's mine now. So we get to deal 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker with Storm's Wrath, which means we're going to gain 4 life for every single creature on the board with this Wrath. Should we resolve it? We've still got to do that first, but... we'll see. Mystic Sanctuary, and here comes Thassa. Alright. So if they want to kill Karn, they're going to have to send that Tome Raider on over. Not a problem, I should imagine. Yep. And they get to flick a Tome Raider, I guess, to draw a card. So we're gaining, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 21 life? That ain't bad. Okay. So, can we go... We can go Eraska Relic into Storm's Wrath. So I think we should. We're adding to the board while taking away from our opponents. So 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. It has lifelink thanks to Firesong and Sunspeaker, so we're up to a nice 51 life. You just love to see it. Do you want to keep adding targets to the board? Because I can gain 20 life for each creature with Star of Extinction. It's an option for me. Alright, so Star's currently gaining a 60 life. Dungeon Geists. Tap down my Firesong and swing for a lot. Fair. Totally fair. Alright. So we got the City's Blessing, so we can start using Arch of Eraska. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So we can do this, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can play an Arcane Signet. And still go for a Star of Extinction and hit their island. And gain a lot of life. So let's kill that island. Go from 40 up to 140. And put Firesong in our command zone. Alright. So I think we've got a nice little buffer. We should really only have to worry about being milled at this point, I imagine. And yeah, we just have to find a nice win con. Mu Yang Ling, it's totally fine. Ticks up on nothing. And flickers nothing. Ooh, Jaya Ballad. I like Jaya Ballad. So we're going to go with that. We could get negated. For that reason, let's tap differently to how it wants to tap here. Yeah, I prefer that. So we can crack the Eraska Relic if we really want to. Could get Tails Ended. There are many options here. Yep, Tails End it is. Okay. That's totally fine. Alright, let's pass the turn. So how many cards we got? 40 to their 42. So we're actually going to deck ourselves first if we're drawing normally, but our opponent's deck is surely very much about drawing a lot of cards. They've got a Mu Yang Ling in there, and that's basically the only good mode on that card. Yeah, I said it. Let's make a Dawn of Hope token, which we can use to draw a card if Thassa does not tap it down. Ooh, Elspeth Conquers Death. Opponent with 3 cards in their hand and all mana up is very, very, very suspicious. So let's just not play into that, shall we? Let's gain a little bit of card advantage. So we can get in with this token, and then we can pay 2 to draw a card with it. If they tap it down, we've still got the Arch of Araska to do something similar. So we're totally fine with gaining a little bit of life here, losing the token. We didn't really pay anything for the token in the first place, so it is what it is. And we'll see what we can do. So as far as win cons are concerned, we've got a lot of Planeswalker ults. Don't do that. There we go. Hackdos, that's a win con. Okay, so is there a point where we can do Hackdos plus something else? If we did 4, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana left open, so we can bait with the Elspeth Conquers Death into the Hackdos next turn. It's totally fine. And for now, we'll draw a card with Arch of Araska. We've even got the Cryptic Caves as well, but I think we want our mana for now. Okay, they draw 2 cards, putting them on 40 to my 38. I don't think we're decking them. But I suppose you just never know. They'll have Thassa's Oracle for the self-mill win con, I had to imagine. So it's really not something we should rely on. We should try to get that 25 life down. Yeah, opponent leaving enough mana open for a counter spell here. I think if we just resolve this Hackdos, we're in a really good spot. So we can't make 2 tokens, so I think I'm just going to use Arch of Araska to draw a card here. See what we do's. Guess our opponent just really doesn't want to play into this. At 141 life, it's going to be a long game. Alright, there's another win con. Spoilt for choice at this point, and we got the Arden Veil, which is Dawn of Hope, but not as good. Where do we want to go then? They got 5 cards. They've only got enough mana, hopefully, to do a double counter, so it's not really even a guarantee that we can get this going. If we went with Eugene first, I kind of think maybe we want to go... Do we want Hackdos or do we want Eugene? That's the thing. Because Eugene is interruptible by this token, but we can always Solar Blaze later. It's really no big deal. I could throw out my Firesong as just a bit of a trap card for our opponent to just counter for no reason. Let's see what you do. Again, I don't think I should have tapped the Relic there. I'm going to go Cutthroat into a counter spell. Sabotage? Exactly, Sabotage. Okay. To the command zone with you, Firesong. We've already got plenty of targets in our graveyard for Elspeth Conquers Death Chapter 3 anyway, so we don't need to put Firesong in there. We don't need Firesong at all. He's literally done... They've literally done their entire job here, so... Now it's just a matter of killing our opponent's momentum again. Some weird inclusions in our opponent's deck. I guess Brineborn Cutthroat's not so weird with counter spells, but... I don't know. We haven't seen much flicker potential. Mana Geode, okay. 2 cards left. Scry to the top, and I will probably start playing around things. Scry to the bottom says they don't really have what they want already in hand, one would imagine. Opponent counting my mana. Why? Might be a Thassa's Intervention. Dream Eater, okay. Well, they're tapped out. They get to bounce a thing. And then I get to kill the whole board with a Solar Blaze. And even play another 5-drop as well. So I can go Solar Blaze, Elspeth Conquers Death, and kill Thassa as well. Yeah, this was a really interesting tap out for our opponent. They have to get rid of 2 mana rocks and for us not to draw a land, I think, for us to not blow them out here. So there goes the Arcane Signet. Because they get to flicker with Thassa, which is why they get to do it twice. We take a very small chunk of our life total. Down to 128, almost dead. And then they flicker Dream Eater. Let's see where they want to go with this one. I'm happy to take a board wipe here if I can only cast 1 spell. So I think with 1 card left in their hand, I mean they are surveilling 8 here, so yeah, they're going to bounce the Relic. So I think it might just be play our rocks again and wipe the board. Outlaw's Merriment. Alright. Interesting that they didn't go with the Chromatic Lantern, but it is what it is, I suppose. There we go, and yeah, I think we're just going to go Solar Blaze and murder the board. Kills literally everything except for Thassa and Mu Yangling. Mu Yangling is an answerable thing that we can get later. Yeah, I think we're just wiping the board. Alright, pass turn. Gonna hit this pass turn button here because we have Blast Zone, which can be activated for 0, so it's going to constantly ask me if I want to do that. To be fair, I should go Shift Enter, because it'll just constantly ask me regardless. I don't understand the point of this button, because Shift Enter is the only thing that really works for what you want it to do. I think it skips everything unless your opponent does something, but they are always going to do something. It's a weird one. Plays land, 1 card in hand. Alright, so we can go for the bait and meaningful card here.
And it will offer assistance.
We'll do just fine. They're going to put another 4/4 in with Mu Yangling, which keeps that very much under our control. We want to see... not a top. Didn't want to see a top there. Suggest potential counter spell. But they've only got 2 mana, so we can roughly decide what it's going to be. Chandra Awakened Inferno. Interesting. So I think we're going to go with a Hakdos so that we can get some pressure on our opponent. Opponent's got Cryptic Caves open there. Protection from everything except for 4 is quite unfortunate. Not gonna lie. At that point... could be... I think it's just Elspeth Conquers Death. Managed to get it. Sweet. I think we're going after Cavalier of Gales here because it's a pretty good flicker target for our opponent. They could have Unsummon, but they don't. Okay. Alright, so we have protection from everything except for 4. Which means our opponent's Thassa can target Hakdos. Very unfortunate, of course. But on Chapter 3 of Elspeth's Conquering Death, we get to bring back maybe a Jaya Ballad or a Khan Scion of Urza. Currently nothing to minus with Khan, so we don't know for a guarantee what he's going to get. But at any point, if we felt that our opponent had some counter magic that we'd have to care about, then we have the Chandra Awakened Inferno. Opponent with the Gadwick, bringing Thassa into play. But they do tap pretty far out. Opponent can't target with Mu Yangling. And I need to take that Thasser off the board by any means necessary. Take 4. Down to a measly 118. Phew. Terrible, I know. Opponent flickers. Got nothing to flicker. And on my turn, anything I do here is going to resolve. Since we have that part of the chapter. So it's an odd one. Because I have to get rid of Thasser here. It's just too annoying. Which means I have to kill Gadwick. Which means I have to lose either Chandra or Eugene here. Unless I decide that it's not worth it, but having a Thasser out ready to attack is also just a big problem anyway. We do have the Settle the Wreckage though, so we can maybe defend a little bit. So I think we're going to go with Eugene. And just hope our opponent plays in such a way that they can't pay for their counter magic when Settle the Wreckage comes around. But I doubt it. I guess you could do the Chandra tick up as well. That's like a clock. They have to beat us in 25 turns, which at 118 life is definitely difficult. So let's go after Gadwick. Keeps Thasser off the board thanks to the Devotion pips. And yeah, I think we attack Mu Yang Ling. Take another 2 pips off the board. Keep that Thasser away from us. And also the minus is a little bit annoying as well. And we just have Outlaw's Merriment. Oh, we could actually just play Outlaw's Merriment. It's similar to Chandra in that it does have a pinger on it. It's definitely possible that that's a good call, because I don't know if Settle the Wreckage is going to resolve, but I guess we've got the Elspeth Conquers Death Chapter 3 coming along, so let's just add to the board. Alright, pass. So they have a tax on them until my next turn, so it does include right now. Agent of Treachery. I'm going to go for my Elspeth Conquers Death. That's a powerful move right there. Yep, okay. That would be the one card you needed, and then they get to start stealing all my permanents. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Cloudkin Seer, draw a card. If we keep Agent of Treachery alive, though, opponent will draw themselves out. They've only got 23 cards left in their deck to our 33. So that decking plan is back on the table. And they get to flicker Agent of Treachery and steal another permanent. Probably Outlaw's Merriment. Yep. It's hard for me to deal with my own enchantments. Mind Stone. Okay, so let's go boop and boop. Play Mind Stone. And I guess we're going to have to go Chandra minus here. Get rid of the Agent of Treachery. And then we get to swing in. But, yeah. Thing is, we're going to have to do the -3 instead of... Oh, the -X -3, because Elspeth Conquers Death can just bring back Agent of Treachery. I don't necessarily think... it's all bad in there, isn't it? It all bad. Yeah, let's get rid of Agent of Treachery for good. So this one gets exiled. There we go, and then hold open, Settle the Wreckage. Have to attack. Opponent has to have a counter, so they have to take a little bit of their turn up in order to deal with my board wipe if they want to deal with my Chandra. Get a 3-1 with Trample. And return. What do you want? This game's actually falling away from us, unfortunately. I'm gonna go with Dream Eater. So he gets a Surveil 4. 22 cards left, so pulling cards off the top there is a bit awkward, but you can just use it as a scry for. And just put the cards you don't want in there if you really don't want to. So they're going to keep it all on. And start bouncing my mana rocks again, okay. There's no way in hell that they don't have a counterspell here for the record. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, is officially something I have to answer.
You just don't know it yet.
Mill me. There's a Gideon in there and a land, okay. And Nyx Lotus. Oh, I've seen all this before. Alright. 3 at Chandra, rest at me. Just goes to show you how life total isn't necessarily a indicator of you doing well, because I really do think that we could lose this quite easily from this point. Not attacking in with the Thassa to play around settle the wreckage, I guess. But if you had the counterspell, you wouldn't feel that bad. Which I'm sure you got the counterspell, right? Be weird if you didn't. Be really weird. Okay. So opponents just put a clock on themselves. Since we now have a Chandra tick up in theory. So they need to win by the time their life total hits 1 or slightly more. And they get to Dream Eater, sure. And bounce another thing. Surveilling 4. That's a great way to win with Jace, though. So we need to clear the way for Hakdos to hit Jace. Gonna need a good top deck. It's Fireman's Vessel and a land. And Bouncy Bouncy. On the Chromatic Lantern. Alright. Field of the Dead. So they've got 4 pips. So to hit Jace with Hakdos, I need to actually -3 the Chandra. Don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. So I think I might start drawing cards and hoping for the best. It's a mountain. Let's go Cryptic Caves. Jaya's Immolating Inferno. Okay. Good enough for me, I think.
No pressure.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You. Doesn't resolve, although the last spell we cast did, so who knows. So if this doesn't resolve, we're going to lose our Hakdos. We might even lose the game. Aether Gust. Yeah, I'll put that on top. Gonna lose our Hakdos. Okay. Oops. Boop. So they got an indestructible 6/5. Omen of the Sea to preordain. Opponent makes a 3/1, takes 1 damage. Absolutely have to kill Jace. There is no ifs or buts about it at this point. Has to happen. Mills my immolating inferno. Yep. They're gonna win to self-mill. I guess non-damage based alternative win cons are exactly what we fear. Okay. She did. And there's not really much we can do about that. I'm going to keep the token because it forces our opponent to tap down my zombie if they want to keep 2 pips on Jace. I'll play something here, of course. They can do both of those things. I guess I'm going to have to hit 4 on Blast Zone. Yeah, I think it's 4 on Blast Zone to win the game. I'm sure most of you have already pointed that out, but I don't look at my lands that often. Only people who like to win look at their win cons. And their only out at that point would be Tail's End, and we've already seen them cast it. So, opponent bounces my Arcane Signet, I'm assuming. They also have Thassa's Oracle as well, which can almost certainly be in the top 8 cards here, so it's not even a guarantee that we're going to win by doing that. I'm just hoping that we can set up a situation where our opponent won't draw 8 cards next turn or have 8 Devotion on board for that Thassa's Oracle. Guess what they're going to? Well, wait, actually. Maybe my opponent also doesn't see the Blast Zone here. We can potentially get them. Because if I go for Blast Zone on 4 now, they'll be in a big rush to win the game, essentially. We don't want that. But if they got the Oracle, they're just going to win anyway. Meteor Golem. Uh-huh. My zombie token, sure. Interesting choice. Tick up on me. Got 23 cards left. Surprised they're not going after themselves though, but maybe if they hit Thassa's Oracle, they're in trouble. That might be what they're thinking. I think it is exactly what they are thinking. So take all of this. It's not that much when you look at 118 life total, or at 99. Time to be alive. So what does 4 hit at the moment? Nyx Lotus, and Jace, and my Outlaw's Merriment over there. Okay. So we want to put 3 counters on Blast Zone to make a total of 4. Yep. And then fire it off. Our opponent has 6 turns to win, to find their Thassa's Oracle and just win in general. Deafening Clarion. Hello. That takes quite a fair bit off the board. So I'm going to blow up all the 4-drops. So Nyx Lotus, Jace, Outlaw's Merriment. Not Thassa, because she's indestructible. But I can take her off the board with a Deafening Clarion all the same. Let's go Chromatic Lantern. Actually, if they got Spell Pierce, I'll probably want to play around that. 3 damage to each creature. Resolves, Thassa goes back into the trash zone, and we'll just play a treasure map. Hope for the best. How do we beat Thassa's Oracle? I don't think we can. We can draw something that kills it in response, but if they have exactly enough devotion to win without the Thassa's Oracle's 2 blue devotion pips, then it just doesn't matter. They got 4 cards left, and I think we're going to lose. I think we are dead. I was really hoping to have a game-winning threat on board, but yeah. Hackdos just had to land on 4, didn't he? Chemisters for our opponent. Yeah, this is the dig of someone who knows they've got an Oracle in their deck. Take 1 damage. It doesn't really matter at this point. Island. Got 1 card left, so if they've got a Thassa's Oracle, they win. Because I doubt I can draw 1 card here that wins. There's Radical Idea, and they didn't have it. Wow, okay. Why don't you have Thassa's Oracle in your deck? Why? It's such a good card. They had Devotion, like Nyx Lotus. We didn't exile it, I don't think, so yeah, it's just not in there. Well then, that was a surprise, wasn't it? Let's go for 1 more game, because that one was really long. Jesus, half an hour. Alrighty then, we are in, and we got 3 mana and a Chromatic Lantern, so this sounds pretty good. Our opponent is playing Athreos Shroud Veiled. Probably going to be a really horrendously bad matchup, if I had to guess. So we're just going to crack the Evolving Wilds. We've got enough lands right now anyway. And we'll grab a red source. Yeah, Athreos, when a creature dies, if you add a coin counter on it, which our opponent does at the beginning of their end step, then they get to return that card to the battlefield under their control, which means our opponent's going to be killing our Firesong. They're going to be returning everything on the board as well, which just means that we're never really going to get to keep everything off the board, which is definitely what Board Wipe Tribal is trying to do. So, Wish Claw Talisman for our opponent. They get to pick whatever card they want. It's an interesting idea. It does mean that I get to pick whatever card I want. Opponent with the Banishing Light on treasure map. Rude. But you know what? That was up to you. You chose the rude option, opponent. I just want you to know that. Alright, so we have Ixalan's Binding first to answer Athreos, which is not too bad. We've got Chandra to tick up as well. We could go Trove of Temptation so that we can get some treasures and really just ramp out this game. Might be an option if we don't get our land drops, but we do, so... Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Chandra. Again, I think I did this in the last game. I should not have played my land first, just in case this is a land. Better lucky than good. Alright, opponent, when are you going to fire off your Wish Claw Talisman? I'm probably looking to do it at a point where I can't use it, so maybe get me low on permanence and then use Doom Foretold. I've done it again. It's just force of habit, guys. So sorry. That was our best card. That was our best card right there. Alright, well, I think we're just going to go Trove of Temptation. Start generating some tokens. Yeah. Star of Extinction's our best hope of winning this game. And it's gone. But, you know, we still got a lot of things. We've got Stormwrath now, which isn't too bad. We don't really care too much about this Knight of the Ebon Legion. I think our opponent is very much screwed on mana. They might be even tempted to go ahead and Wish Claw just for a land. I'm not going to play a land this turn because I can't. Why, game? Why you do this to my best cards? These are my best cards. They're going in the trash. Oh, it's not meant to win. I don't want to fire that off. I think I just want to kill with Realm Cloak Giant. Destroy all non-giants. We got a Chandra ult next turn that we could go with. Or we could tick up a little bit further. I'm tempted to tick up just a little bit further. Yeah, I think they've just hit breaking point now, and Wishclaw Talisman is going to go get him a land. Really unfortunate for our opponent. Temple of Silence. Yeah, no way that wasn't what they got. So what would we want? We could take Hakdos. Hakdos is pretty hard to deal with as long as it doesn't hit 3. Got a Boros Guildgate. Yeah, I'm going to tick up 1.
No problem. Fire can't
Got Windscarred Craig for our land drop. Yeah, what would I want? Elspeth Conquers Death? That might be a good one. Let's see. So it's there if we want it. Hakdos is a good choice. Jaya's an interesting choice. I think we want Elspeth Conquers Death. It just answers our opponent's commander very nicely. I guess we can play Realmclut Giant. Would we want to do that, or do we want to just make more mana? I think we'll just make more mana. I want loads of mana for the Chandra's -7 here, so that I can cast as many spells off of it as possible. Never mind. Eldest Reborn. There she goes. She is coming back with Conquer's Death, though. So that's not too bad. Banishing Light. Alright, so get rid of Eldest Reborn. Play our land drop for the turn. And I kind of think that we go for the Banishing Light so that we can get our treasure map back. Since we're generating treasures here, it's pretty good at decent card advantage. Might be a little aggressive, to be fair. But I think you got to take advantage when your opponent's not doing so good. Make a treasure. There it is. We got the Ixalan's Binding. And they got no targets, so it's really just not going to do much. Sacred Foundry. As much as I like land drops, don't care for one here. And let's do it again. On our upkeep, don't care about Blast Zone. Pumping our way through the land drops. Yeah, I think we just go Ixalan's Binding. On Athreos. Back to the command zone with ye. And I don't know if I want to play Firesong and Sunspeaker. We've already got our one target for Conquer's Death anyway. And it uses up my treasures, which I can use to draw cards later. It's going to be fantastic. So opponent's finally back in this game, I guess. What you doing? If they kill Ixalan's Binding, they do get their Athreos back. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Well. And Wishclaw Talisman, okay. Weird time to do it. You want to do it kind of at the last possible moment where you can actually cast the thing that you're going to go get. Because 2 turns from now, you might not want that card that you've pulled. It might look good now, but whatever I play next turn might make that card look very bad. You do have to do it on your turn, but I'm like not threatening them in a way that they can respond to. So let's get a better draw. Shatter the Sky, eh? Alright, Chandra. Extra loyalty, please. Tick her up. And a Cleansing Nova, which we don't care about. Alright, I guess it's Firesong and Sunspeaker time. He's gonna die. It's kind of, you know, inevitable in a black-white control deck like our opponents. But you just kind of have to, yeah, have to deal with it. Okay. Command zone, please. Play Eugene. I guess I played into that, and I absolutely shouldn't have. But, meh. This only gets rid of creatures or planeswalkers. Athreos, not currently a creature. So we can't Prison Realm him. Murderous Rider, yeah. Yeah, I was silly not to play around this card, to be honest. Very, 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 very silly. Opponent destroys my token, giving me a Pirate's Pillage. Alrighty then. So, Khan. Not bad. We're gonna go Pirate's Pillage. Discarding, I think, Justice Strike. Draw 2. One's a land. Draw with Treasure Map. Treasure Cove. That's a bad card. And we'll go Khan. And we'll take up with Khan. Gyre's Immolating Inferno or Hakdos. Two pretty good cards, to be honest. One can potentially not be touched. The other one can be removed with Elspeth's Nightmare, but they're choosing not to do that. So they get a board wipe, Prism Realm, or Intervention. They do not get Hakdos, which could very well have protection from their deck if they're not careful. Does this say target? Yes, it does. They take Shatter the Sky. And History of Benalia, okay. And a Murderous Rider. Sure. That opens up Athreos to be removed.
Please do not do that.
Which is pretty good. He can't target himself, so really the only thing they can put is Murderous Rider counters. Yep. Which is just a 2-3 with lifelink. It's not the end of the world. So we're going to go Prison Realm. Not like that. It was trying to tap my my Treasure Cove, for the record. I'll make that very abundantly clear that the game tried to screw me and cheat me of a land drop, or a card draw, sorry. Right there, please. Let's scry to the bottom. We don't want lands, we've got enough. And a Gideon Blackblade. Alright. So let's go Hakdos. Let's see what number this falls upon. 2. That's a pretty good one, to be honest. Do we want the Gyre's Immolating Inferno? I think we do. So we're going to minus and go get that.
The time has come.
That allows us to spread damage around and hopefully kill whatever tries to touch Hakdos. Oh, we even have a land drop to make here. So let's do that. And I don't think we play Gideon. Don't know if it serves as much purpose to do it right now. I think we're just going to ride this Hakdos to victory. There goes our graveyard. They have no good attack here. They're going to lose something at least anyway. Is this a knight? It is. Oh, wow. So it does get a History of Benalia buff. Well, there's a 2-drop that can block Hackdos, but we have a Flame Sweep. So, not the end of the world. What we want to do is open our opponent up to the double attack to try and kill Khan. That means that we get to kill Murderous Rider and get it to return. Better than nothing, of course. And then we just Flame Sweep the rest of it and keep our Khan. But they wouldn't make that attack in if I killed their Knight token here. Yeah. Alright, so we block. Because we have protection from 3. And we deal 2 damage to each creature. Except for our Hackdos. Murderous Rider dies, comes back. And we're looking not too shabby. I'd love for our opponent to open up a 3rd target for Immolating Inferno. They just have answers to Hackdos. Okay. You don't see your opponent running a board wipe that kills their own commander every day. That one's a new one. Alright, so Triumph. Put the land to the bottom. We got nothing on Khan, have we? I don't believe so. So, tick up on Khan.
I'll make use of that later.
Arch or Mind Stone? Gonna go with Mind Stone, so you get to draw first. Don't know if this is worth it. Let's draw with Mind Stone. That's a nice one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got enough to turn on Field of the Dead. So I'm just going to go Firesong. And see if our opponent just taps out for their Athreos to put a counter on my Firesong. Yep. And we have Planar Cleansing, so screw you, opponent. Screw you. Get to get you back. Let's see. So we're going to attack here, and I don't know if I want Arch Veraska from my land drop, although I suppose it's not the worst thing in the world. Get the City's Blessing. So now we can make land drops, extra card draw, sorry. Let's get in with you. And I think we just play Realm Cloak Giant here. We'll draw with Arch Veraska. Gotta pressure our opponent into using their removal spells. Otherwise we're not going to get very far. Shatter the Sky. Alright, so they get my Firesong and Sunspeaker. Which is fine. We draw a card. Actually, they don't, because it's my commander, so it goes back to my command zone. Forgot about that. That's why Athreos isn't all that great. And they pass, we draw. Got 18 cards left. Jesus. I have to win eventually. Let's go Field of the Dead. Guess we're playing Firesong again. Yeah, play Firesong and Gideon. Alright, tick up.
At your service.
You're indestructible.
I believe in you.
Tick up with Khan.
Well chosen.
Get Solar Blaze and Dawn of Hope. Dawn of Hope being our new win con, I guess. Alrighty then. So Solar Blaze will deal damage equal to the powers, so we get some life. Actually, we don't, do we? Because I fell for this with Thingamajig. Justice Strike. Still a worthwhile one, though. Put a counter on what? Nothing actually comes back under our opponent's control here, so it's really no biggie. Outlaw's Merriment's a good one. So make a land drop, make a token. What did we get under this? Dawn of Hope? Yeah, we want that. Start spamming Dawn of Hope tokens.
Now returned.
Tick up with Gideon. My sequencing is all kinds of wrong for the record. Make it indestructible. And start swinging. Yeah, I think we've got the perfect storm of cards here. Our Fire Song goes back to our command zone if Athreos targets it. Gideon is not a creature on our opponent's turn, so they can't do that. And we've got Outlaw's Merriment making tokens, which don't come back under our opponent's control again. Alright. Yes, pass. Got a Lightning Helix here as well. Cast down on a token, sure. Tokens just disappear though, so they don't get that. I've even got permanent removal if I want with the -6, which you don't use all the time, but it's available here. God Eternal Oketra. And I'm assuming they've got a creature. Because if they don't, I'm going to deal a little bit of damage to Oketra and put it out of the way. If a white instant or sorcery spell causes you to gain life, it deals 3 damage to a creature or player. So we deal 3 with the intervention. That causes us to gain life. And then Fire Song triggers. Unless they have removal. Then it could be pretty bad. We gain life. Fire Song does its thing. We ping it again. Oh, we also ping them. I guess that's how that works. And sack it in response to Erebos. He only does a -2, -1, right? Yep. So they're just stopping us gaining the life here, which is no big deal. Shuffles back in, but they are going to die. Draw down to 5. And we got him. Alright. I thought that was going to be a bad matchup, but it turns out a lot of our threats are actually not Athreosable. So, yeah, if your opponents don't play the threats, you don't have to worry about it. We did really play poorly into the Plane of Cleansing there. I wasn't really considering what they were going to grab with the Wishclaw Talisman, if I'm completely honest. So, you know, bit of a silly play there. Shouldn't have committed into it, but we won anyway, so it's fine. This is going to be a very long video. Jesus, this was another 22-minute. Well, it's going to do it for today's video anyway, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know what you think down of the deck down below. But other than that, I will see you all next time. Ta-ra.